Hi, and welcome to Plimsoll's latest webinar. Now, today's session is 7 steps to generate more revenue in 2024. So, we're running this session today because whenever we ask our customers what their biggest challenge is for the coming 12 months, they almost all answer the same way. It's always growth. Of course, we're asking that question within the context of how they'd like to use Plimsoll's concise model of analysis and the insights we provide. So the inevitable secondary question that we quickly move on to is, how can we help you generate that? How do we sell more, or how do I increase the number of customers that I have? Are questions that transcend pretty much everything. They're omnipresent, through recessions, pandemics, wars, political upheavals. The one thing that we always get asked more than anything else is, how do you add more B2B customers to your CRM? Now, that's why we're here today, to reveal those 7 steps to selling more in 24 and beyond, and how you can use concise analysis of the sort that Plimsoll provides to achieve it more effectively. Now, we've all heard those glib sayings, sales is for show and what have you. But in many industries today, if you're not adding new customers to your CRM, or better still, extracting maximum revenue from your current clients, then it quickly catches up on you. Bills, staff need paying, materials need buying, the taxman needs his slice of the pie, and all the while inflation cuts ever deeper into your precious margins. So you've either got to sell more, charge more, and hope that your competitors don't undercut you, or you end up making swinging cuts to cost, and that's never a growth strategy. You don't make cuts for growth. Now, at Plimsoll, we can say pretty much without challenge that selling more is the most favourable option of those 3. So, to the crux of today's workshop, how do you grow your revenue in 24, and how can analysis make it an efficient process? So let me take you through those 7 steps to grow your B2B business using Plimsoll. Step 1. Take a closer look at your largest customers. Go elephant hunting. Now, just to clarify, I don't mean the customer you do the most business with currently. I mean the customer that sits in your CRM that's the largest actual business. The elephant, basically. Who's that relative behemoth among your current client list? Now, the reason that you need to start here is fairly obvious. The benefit of nurturing a relationship and becoming a key supplier into such a large business, it's the sheer scale. Fine, fair enough. The payment terms might be longer. And yes, the process of bagging that order or that contract is probably going to be a lot more, of an elongated process. But this is potentially your elephant client, your big whale of a contract. They might even demand more of your business than you can actually structure, realistically. But if you get it right and this type of customer, drops into, if you can get more revenue from this kind of customer, it could often revolutionize your business. Now, if you've already have a large company or multiple companies even in your CRM in any capacity, the most efficient means of increasing your immediate sales is to get your BDM guys really focused down on here. If they warrant, if the amount of business that you think you can get from these massive companies, if it warrants it, get them a dedicated account manager. I mean, I'm sure you're doing this already, but it's worth considering. Now, of course, not all of you will serve large companies, but if it's possible that you could, always be on the lookout for a way into those large company ecosystems, because it really could be the key to growing your business rapidly in 2024 and beyond. Now, as many of you here today are or have been Plimsoll customers in the past, you'll know how Plimsoll can provide that instant insight into size and growth patterns of any company that currently sits on your CRM. If you've ever seen a Plimsoll company analysis, a Plimsoll company analysis, just let me know, and I can fire across a couple of examples after we finish the workshop today. Step 2: which of your customers is growing fastest? Now, identifying those fast-growing companies among your customer list is the second key step in your road to increasing your sales efficiency. Now, rapidly expanding companies are a chance for you to hitch your business fortunes to somebody else's success story. You know, as they grow exponentially, their demand for your products and services should, in most cases, grow with it. So it's almost you are piggybacking somebody else's growth success. Now, some might argue that understanding who your fastest growing customers are is more important than focusing on the largest. And absolutely, you know, that could be the case. Now, we recommend to all of our clients that they need to understand the growth trim of all customers in their CRM and ensure that your focus is placed on those that are expanding. You know, embed yourself within their growth mechanism, piggyback them, their sort of journey to great things. And that should feed back into your own ambitions. Now, the inverse of that is also true. You know, why you never turn down business from a client purely because they're declining and shrinking. You do need to look to put contingencies in place where appropriate. So if, for example, one of your clients that accounts for 10% of your overall group sales, if they were to decline by 10% themselves, well, your own business is exposed. You need to, you really need to focus on new prospects to negate that risk. You don't, as much as hitching yourself to a rocket ship of a high growth company. The inverse is true. You don't want to go down with a sinking ship either. So to be clear, all customers are good customers. You know, don't ignore those boring long-term customers on your CRM that have tepid growth. You know, whilst you're chasing the new shiny rocket ship client. However, the essence of this workshop is to take your business to the next level. So you need to find a way to service the old while also extracting as much as you can from those really exciting high growth companies. Now, again, Plimsoll can provide a 5-year trend analysis on any company, you know, any company that's within your CRM or even a lead. We can provide a free sample of the analysis we produce. If you want to come back to me after this session today, give me a couple of companies and we can certainly send you some free samples. Step 3, who has the best commercial strategy? The first 2 steps have looked at the potential for growth. You know, who are the potential elephants, who are the clients that are disruptors that you can piggyback to greater things because they're growing rapidly. Step 3 is a bit of a key change, a bit of a change in the music. It's a step that looks at risks and stabilities within your CRM. Now, new sales is where your future will be decided. However, if you don't understand the financial stability of your current customers, you could be replacing like for like, and your strategy could become one of replacement rather than enlargement, which I think we'd all like to avoid. So if you took your 10 biggest clients, your 10 best clients right now, are they all financially secure for the near term? Are there any within there that are at heightened risk of failure in 24 into 25? If it's none of them, brilliant, absolutely excellent. However, I just want you to imagine that one of your 10 best clients suddenly called in the receivers tomorrow. What damage would that do to your business? Now, of course, there's not a lot you can do to save the financials of your clients, but you can stop your own business fortunes being tied to a few vulnerable clients. Early warning, the type that Plimsoll provides, allows you to free yourself from that gravitational orbit of being reliant on too few clients that maybe have questionable financial health. Now, how many times has a mid-sized company gone bust and taken several others down with it? You know, you can minimise your risk just so that you're not the next thing on the news saying, you know, this major company has declined and there's been 15 companies that have gone with it because they all feed into its supply chain. Now, Plimsoll's predicted 9 out of 10 company failures over the last near 4 decades, and we predicted those nearly 2 years before, you know, the companies actually failed. So we've seen the value of that early warning, and that's pretty much why we produce the analysis we do. So the challenge in step 3 is fairly nuanced. If you have clients that are financially weakened, you need to minimise your exposure. You need to keep your debtor and payment days down to an absolute minimum, and then look for new clients to replace those ones that are at heightened risk of going bust. However, for those customers that enjoy a strong Plimsoll rating, they're akin to value investing, you know, of the Warren Buffett type. You know, those companies are far more likely to endure. Now, you don't need to worry about whether they'll be around next year. You just need to ensure that you did enough to keep them as a customer. If the old adage is true that it's easier to keep a customer than attract a new one, then those among your CRM that Plimsoll rates are strong are those you need to service well so that you can rely on them for years to come. They're the foundations of your business. So to reiterate, the power of Plimsoll's model of analysis is to rate companies as strong or danger. For those uninitiated into Plimsoll, drop me a DM after this, and certainly I can send across some live company or two, just to show you how easy we make it to separate weak companies from strong ones. Step 4, which of your customers has high staff turnover? Following on from the previous step, and that same adage again, over retention being easier and more lucrative than capture, they always remain true. An often overlooked non-financial metric of your business development strategy is how long staff stay within one of your customer businesses. Now, you might ask, why does that matter to you? Well, if you took a hypothetical scenario that I imagine holds true to most of you who deal certainly with B2B clients, if you have a contract with a client and it accounts for a not insignificant chunk of your revenue, what's the umbilical that connects and nurtures that relationship? It's not the company, it's not the building, it's not their brand, is it? It's the people. That contact that you've got at that client. What happens if that contact leaves? Does your happy relationship with that business that accounts for a sizable chunk of your revenue, does that walk out of the door when your contact leaves for pastures new? So unless you're one of those rarities and are the sole provider of whatever it is that you offer, the chances are high that every one of your key accounts is built on the continued employment of that one contact or one or two contacts that you spent months or even years nurturing. Now, at Plimsoll, we provide a distinct HR measure on each company to show the number of staff each of your clients has and how quickly they turn over those staff. So if you have an outsized revenue source coming into your business from one company, you need to know how likely it is your human connection will be around. If not, nurturing alternative contacts within that client business, preferably at board level, better still at shareholder level, is key so that you have a contact list that's likely to persist. If that's not possible, maybe you need to start focusing your cold BDM processes on stable companies that don't shed staff every 6 to 12 months. So Plimsoll's unique analytical tools can help you identify who among your CRM have the biggest staff turnover so that you can plan ahead accordingly. Step 5, determine which of your clients are owner managed with long-standing directors. Now, some of your best clients might be part of a wider group, an answer to a head office. There's nothing wrong with selling to larger groups, quite the opposite sometimes. However, it can be a less reliable source of revenue. Business units get shut, new group agreements see changes in preference. Head offices in a foreign country might suddenly decree that budgets have got to be cut and you lose a contract because of it. Now, being able to build sustained relationships with the people that make the ultimate decisions within a business is pretty much the holy grail of BDM prospecting. Better still, if you can build relationships with the decision makers that are shareholders, that own a stake of the business, you have one that's likely to endure for much longer. Now, Plimsoll can help you understand which of your current CRM have a stable board, who owns at least part of the business, and who's most likely to be around for a number of years to come. These are the human beings that you need to nurture. Yes, they might outsource it to an assistant or a team, but those are the relationships you need to nurture. These are people that won't be waiting for sign-off from their boss. They're likely to be around for the next few years at least. So you're nurturing a relationship that delivers sales yield again and again, basically. So we can also show you which clients or prospective clients have high direct turnover or are likely to be part of a larger machine, really. All clients are important, absolutely they are. But a stability rating on each part of your CRM and your prospect list is key to that longevity and efficiency. Where do you put your BDM resource? Who are the people that you really need to speak to? Step 6, Give those clients on your CRM a score to find your best customer. Now, the next stage, and the stage that Plimsoll has recently developed a fairly new solution to help you with, is to give a weighting, a scoring to each of your current key customers. Now, a cumulative score should be designed to show you who your best customer is and who you need to be most worried about losing. So if your big sort of elephant client is sat at the lower end of your scoring spectrum, you've got serious questions to answer about, the longevity of that relationship and whether it's ever going to yield the sales that you think. If you're not doing much with your best rated client because they're too small or there's some perception that they're not the priority, you need to get your BDM team refocused and working overtime on them. So I've included an image in the slide that you see there of the sort of matrix that Plimsoll can provide for its customers that allows you to easily vet who your 10 best clients are. Now, we pulled together a range of KPIs and non-financial measures from the previous steps that give each company a score and then rank them in order. Now, these unique scores are key to a sustainable and successful BDM strategy. Too many companies chase that elephant client. They chase the big name, the big brand that they can go home and tell the family that they've sold to. And then, but it explains that they often neglect the absolute gems within their CRM. Every BDM strategy needs to know which customer you can't really afford to lose. Then it needs to know which important clients one changes staff away from leaving you. They need to know who's the rocket ship account that could soar your own prospects. And all of these things need to be available, immediate, convenient, and shared with your team. So building a convenient and easy to understand and constantly monitored score should be the foundation for any sales strategy, particularly with so much change in the economy and society itself, at present. Step 7, find out how many other companies there are out there like your top 2 or 3. So now you arrive at the last and perhaps most exciting part of developing a new sales growth strategy that will drive your success over the next few years. You've got a rating on all of your key customers and you know who your best clients are, your best 2 or 3. Now the big secondary question now is, how many other companies are out there that match that profile? If you're going to expand your business, how many other companies exist that match that profile of your best customer? If you have one excellent client that scores highly, are there 10, 100, 500 more of them out there? Plimsoll can help you find how many there are, who they are, and who the key decision makers are instantly, so that you can focus on how you entice those companies into your ecosystem. For those that don't know, Plimsoll provides a range of tools and analytical solutions that remove that hard work of finding prospects of the right size, in the right markets, of the right financial standing, and with the right score for you to do business with. We believe that BDM resources shouldn't be wasted chasing dead ends. When you can quickly build a hit list of pre-qualified companies that match the best clients you've already got on your CRM, complete with a graphical health rating, a stability assessment, and evaluation of the potential of that client. Plimsoll genuinely believes that salespeople should spend their time building relationships, not building analysis. So there you have it, the 7 steps to generate more revenue in 2024. As I've mentioned throughout today's workshop, if you'd like to find out more about Plimsoll, our sales targeter service, or any of our key market analyses, or any products that we produce that can help you to understand the markets you serve, the customers that you serve now, or the potential for new customers, please just drop us a quick message at sales@plimsoll.co.uk. Or if you want to call us directly, it's obviously a UK line, 01642 626 400. We will be sending some follow-up to get your feedback after today's session, but if you do want to contact us before then, please feel free. So thanks, guys, and good luck for the rest of the year with your sales strategy. Cheers.